on a bookish trip with 6 other book creators.
I'm Faith.
I'm Natalie.
I'm Khalilah. I'm Allie. I'm Tiffanie. I'm Shawnaci.
So y'all decided to do a huge book swap Secret Santa style. Basically, we all put 7 of our names into a random generator where we all draw one person's name and have to give them 3 book recommendations with certain conditions. 1 being a book that we think is underhyped, 2 a 5-star read of ours, and 3 a recent read that we loved. So you may be asking, who had your name, Ashlynn? Well, will the suspect who picked me please step forward?
Oh, it was me!
Can you please tell me your book taste?
Ooh, I think that I love a romance that is just giving you all the feels. It's gonna make me really emotional and it's gonna really make me think about life and be very introspective. But not too heavy because I also like the happy fluffy feels.
Black authors with all of your favorite tropes. This is the underrated books you probably haven't heard anyone talking about.
Can you please walk us through why you picked those 3 books for me?
I used to recommend books and I would recommend them based on what I liked, which I feel like is what people typically do, which is why I think a lot of people don't get into reading. Like, let's say your best friend's a reader and she's like, oh my God, I love this book. Usually they'll recommend what they like.
So true.
I really try to recommend what I think the person will like. Nice. And I was like really looking at your taste and I'm like, okay, I know that she really likes like literary fiction type of vibe, beautiful writing. And so I was like, okay, I gotta see what I can find that's gonna like fit perfectly for her. So, like low spice or no spice. Like I was like, I'm gonna find like the perfect books. And so the first book that I thought of that kind of fit that bill was This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. It really focuses on like self-love and the journey of self-love, and also learning to like stand on your own without like anyone else helping you, going through hardships and like working through all those hardships with friendships and like life things that you have to do. And like it just was such a well-rounded story, but it's like written so well too. And of course there's a romance. I just really thought that you would like that because it had like a literary fiction vibe, even though it is like a romance. And those are the reasons why I chose the 3 books. But
first, we need to take this back to 5 days ago before the trip started. Hi guys, okay, it is now, how many days? I see the girls in 3 days. Oh no. I'm not even done yet with this book, but I don't have anything really planned from here on out. I have not been feeling well, so I've been doing a lot of reading and sleeping. Today, I figured I would give you guys an update as I'm feeling a little bit more alive this morning. Literally, I fell asleep in the middle of a chapter last night. Guys, I was enjoying this book so much, I literally forgot to tell you what it's even about. That's how much, I shouldn't be saying this right now. Yeah, okay, let me just tell you what this book's about. This is a dual POV between Soledad Barnes and then this mystery man, okay? And Soledad is going on this complete healing journey and just trying to rediscover herself as not only a mom, but just as a woman who is navigating a very difficult time in her marriage. She seemingly has the perfect life, the perfect husband, the perfect house, and then the life she built with the man who was supposed to be her forever completely changes overnight, basically. And she is left feeling betrayed and disillusioned. She immediately steps into this role of providing for her family and trying to figure out how to get food on the table and just take care of her kid. And so she really has to rediscover herself. And that's when an unlikely man enters this whole picture. And while she's really trying to find herself and rediscover herself and go on this healing journey, she also is scared. Can she trust this man, and can she even trust herself? So that's kind of a little description of the book. Okay, let's get back into the video. I am on chapter 29, page 241, and there are, I think it's like 380 pages, something like that. I am going to finish this today. Not because I'm putting that pressure on myself, but I probably should because I need to hurry up and read it, but mainly because I genuinely love this book so much. Like, I just want to soak it all up. I'm now in part 2 of the book, and part 1 was super dramatic. There's a lot going on and I loved it. I ate it up. It was literally like a drama. I loved it. And then in part 2, it's more of the romance, which I'm also liking because it is a slow burn. I love that I did not read what this book was about whatsoever before jumping into it. I literally, the only previous knowledge I had was just what Shawnaci had told me in the text. So I jumped into this completely blind, and that was the best ever. I'm so glad I did that. So I'm going to continue reading this. Let's go get a matcha and read.
Just a walk in the park where the world fades, and we're leaving our marks. They try to hold me down, tear me apart, but with you, baby, nothing seems so hard. They said I'd never make it, that I lost my spark, but you lost my compass, guiding me through the dark. Stumble and trip, yeah, I made a mess, but with you, every day's like this. Every step we take, we're turning the page. With you, I'm out of my cage, feeling all the rage. We used to talk, but now they stay quiet.
Hi friends. I'm trying to not show the book room hardly at all because that video is coming up so soon, and I think it's the next one after this actually, and I can't wait for you to see it. So I'm trying to not show it, but I finished This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. And while I just want to yak your ears off, like the urge is very strong, I'm actually going to contain all of my feelings on the book, all of my thoughts, for when I actually see Shawnaci, which is tomorrow. And I am so excited to see everyone. I just can't wait. But I unfortunately did not get to read all 3 of her picks, which is what I wanted. We are pretty much just supposed to read one of the picks, but I don't know. I really wanted to read all 3. I'm very happy with at least 2. Next one I'm going to be reading.
Then the second book that I picked was The Kiss Countdown by Etta Easton. And that one is just like pure fluff, like just a good time. It's like an astronaut and an event planner, and they end up meeting, and whenever they meet, like it's kind of like this, I don't know if I like you, you're kind of like annoying to me. And then it's like, well, actually I kind of need you for something. And the whole book is just like fluffy, and I feel like I could envision it in my head.
Yes.
And
yeah.
I think I remember you reading Lynn Painter's Better Than the Movies.
Yes!
And I feel like that's a book that I can literally visualize in my head happening.
Yeah.
Like it's something that I feel like I'm watching as I'm reading it.
Yes.
And that's kind of how I felt about The Kiss Countdown. Like as I'm reading it, I'm like, I could literally see this as a movie.
Yes!
So I was like, I think that she'll like that. And there isn't like, you know, a ton of spice in that. I think it's like closed door. And then the last book that I thought of was The Personal Librarian. I've really gotten back into historical fiction this year.
Yes!
Like obsessing over it. Sometimes they'll like cross over into my parents' timeline of like when they were born, or like,
oh wow,
you know, yeah. And so it like is kind of cool to see like what was life like maybe during their lives. And I really like finding stories that I don't hear a ton about, and like reading them and like imagining what it would have been like during that time. And I know The Personal Librarian is such a unique story because I feel like it's one that I don't hear a ton of people talk about. And it's like a woman who's actually like was a real woman in real life.
Yeah.
And there's like a whole museum for her and everything. So I just thought it would be cool for you to like learn about that if you didn't know about her.
It is The Kiss Countdown. I don't know the author's name because it's opening the book right now. But I'm really excited for this one because I think Shawnaci said this is a fluffy romance, which is so crazy because romance was not my top genre of last year, but it is my top genre of this year so far, which is really interesting. I think I kind of needed a little bit of a break from some of the harder stuff that I was reading, like harder as in like darker, and I have been really eating up some of the fluffy romances this year, so this was just perfect. But she did recommend a historical fiction book for me, which I love historical fiction, and I was so excited to read that one. I was gonna read it, but since I ran out of time, I already bought this book, so I feel like I need to read the one that I've already bought. I haven't bought that one yet. My goal is to finish this book while I am on the girls trip. Hopefully read a lot today. I feel like we're gonna do lots of talking when we're all together, and I need to finish this when I'm in Shawnaci Schroeder's presence, and then I'm gonna give her all of my thoughts. I'm so excited. So in Shawnaci's text, she says she actually listed this as an underhyped book, which I would agree with as well. I haven't heard much about, other than from Shawnaci, I think, and I think Natalie's reading it right now. So there's Amory and Vincent, and Vincent's an astronaut, and Amory is a struggling event planner. She's starting up her business, and she's newly single. I think she's jobless, other than her startup, which she's working on. She ends up running into her ex-boyfriend with his new girlfriend at her favorite coffee shop, and she kind of panics and grabs the first guy that she sees, which is Vincent, and pretends that he is her boyfriend just for show. She ends up spilling coffee on him, and it's like a whole thing. Vincent offers for her to come stay at his apartment and have her own room and actually not have to pay rent so that she can invest all of that money into her startup business. But in exchange, they're going to fake date so that it will appease his nosy family. So I am very excited to read this one and get a good start on it. I'm actually gonna go to the pool right now. Probably not swim, but just sit outside and read. So let's do it. Hi guys. Okay, it is now our first full day of the trip, and I am about 15% of the way into the second book that my person picked for me. I need to get a good amount of reading done today, so we're actually planning a downtown Austin day. So I'm planning on reading a good amount. I think we're going actually to the library for a couple of hours. So hopefully I can get there's Tiff! Sorry. And hopefully give you guys an exciting update on the book, but I did not read any last night. That's kind of a boring update, but I'm so excited to share with my person all of the thoughts I have on her picks for me. So right now, this is their first fake dating situation where the main character is actually at Vincent, the love interest's first event that they have to go to where they have to fake date for his family. The main character thinks that they might kiss, and I love this line. Oh, is there a beer? Oh, it's just my hair. But then he drops his hands and pulls back so suddenly, cold air whips at me. It's such a contrast from the heat previously blazing between us. I'm surprised our breaths aren't puffs of fog. I really like that. I love fake dating so much. That and enemies to lovers, for sure. So we all desperately need to read. So we're doing a 1 hour reading challenge, trying to just get
I've read, I think, 2 pages in 2 days.
I'm starting on page 67, so let's get to it. Okay, I am now, let's see, 125 pages in out of 326, and tomorrow is our last full day, basically our last day, and the last day that I need to finish this book and can finish it, because Shawnaci leaves really early the next morning, and I need to give her my full thoughts. Somehow hurry up and read the rest of the book, but I'm loving it, so that's not gonna be a task whatsoever. One thing that I'm loving about it so much so far is through this fake dating, we are learning, especially the love interest backstory. It says I'm 39% of the way into the book. A part of me feels like I cannot finish this in time, but we have to. Oh, okay, this is in the car on the way to the party. I love this line. It says, as we continue the rest of the ride in silence, I fight the urge to touch my knee in the spot where his hand was. That is so cute. I'm loving it. So I am actually going to go read right now with Allie and Natalie and hopefully get a good chunk read tonight. It is now the next morning. It is our last and final day. So I need to lock in because I have only a few hours left until I need to tell Shawnaci my thoughts, and this is not looking very good for me because I'm only like 100 and something pages in. So this morning I am going to hopefully utilize a lot of the time that I have to dedicate just to reading, because Shawnaci leaves really early in the morning, so my only time is to tell her today. Yeah, so I need to get to it. I am loving this one so far. It's just so cute. Let's get to reading. Let's see how much we can do.
You and me, just a walk in the park where the world fades, and we're leaving our marks. They try to hold me down, tear me apart, but with you, baby, nothing seems so hard. They said I'd never make it, that I lost my spark, but you lost my compass, guiding me through the dark. Stumble and trip.
The way she wrote that. My outstretched hand gets ignored, and instead, Blank pulls me into a hug. Oh, that is so funny.
They train us to talk, but now they stay quiet. 'Cause with you, I don't need to start a riot. You inspire me to dream, reach for the sky. Don't let it start.
Reading the books that you've recommended to me, I feel like I've gotten closer to you just by reading the books you love. No. Okay, Ashlynn, cool it down. So this whole trip, I have been dying because, first of all, I've been wanting to text you about this whole experience.
Yeah.
When we were all sitting outside, you mentioned this author, and Natalie knows I think everyone knows what I'm reading. And so when you mentioned her,
You really couldn't keep it in.
I could not keep it in. I wanted to butt in because they were talking about Kennedy Ryan, which is the author of the first book that I read, This Could Be Us.
The first book?
That I read?
Yeah. You read both books?
Oh! I forgot that detail. Okay, you recommended me 3 books. I can't not read all 3. And so, okay, I did not get to the personal librarian.
Okay, yeah.
Which makes me, because historical fiction is like right up my alley.
Oh, I love that.
And when I read the premise, I was like, oh, this sounds incredible. So I'm still going to read it.
Like the fact that you like picked up more than one. Like everyone else is like barely able to get through one book. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna breeze through multiple. Like that's amazing.
I am only, I think 50% of the way into the Kiss Countdown.
That's amazing though.
I'm word vomiting because
No, I love
I've been
it.
holding it all in.
This Could Be Us is a 5-star read for me, and I was really hoping you would choose that one. And then because like that's, I kind of put them honestly in order of like,
No way.
Like yeah, like number 1, number 2, number 3, which they're all great in their own right, but I feel like This Could Be Us again was like a 5-star read for me, and I can literally count on 2 hands like the books that I've rated 5 stars. Like yeah, it sounds weird, but I feel like it like meets you wherever you're at, and it like helps you through something. It talks about self-love, but it's so broad, and I feel like I've never read a romance that talks about self-love. I don't know, I wanted you to read that one like the very most. And then the Kiss Countdown, of course, is so cute. Yeah, and then of course the personal librarian has like so much depth and actual history of like a real human. So like I love all of them in their own right, but I'm so glad that you wanted to read this. Yes.
I instantly fell in love with Kennedy Ryan's prose.
Yeah.
I have been completely holding out on her books.
They're so good.
I cannot believe it.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe it, but I'm like,
they're so good.
yes, you know when there is a series that you've known about for a while, and you're like, why
Yes.
did I not pick this up the instant I heard about it?
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I love that you picked it up. What do you think was the thing that made you like love it? Was it the characters? Was it the writing? Was it what they went through? Like how, you know, like what was the thing that really stood out?
Soledad, she truly has my heart. I feel like she is not only such an incredible mother, which I have not read about that much in books, especially in a romance, which by the way, this feels like so much more than what some people think of as the romance genre. There's so much that our main character goes through. It is so real, so raw, that it almost feels like it is an autobiography, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even though it's like not.
Like I truly felt like I was one of her friends.
Yeah. When you think of a typical romance, you don't really think of those types of stories,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
And like the things that Soledad was going through in this book, it's like those just aren't things that you are like, yeah, I want to read a romance about a girl who's like struggling, you know? But then you see her heal and like, she has my heart too.
You really see her come into her own, find her independence aside from even like being a mom and you know, all the roles that she had in the household.
Yeah.
And that was like such a beautiful journey to see her go on. I did not read the back of the book.
Really?
Yes. So I went in blind.
I kind of love that actually.
I love doing that.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes it makes my experience better actually.
Yeah.
And so when I read the first few chapters, I did not know what was gonna happen, but when her husband was introduced, I was like, oh, I hate him.
Yes, he's the worst.
I was like, I hate him. I mean, if you read the back of the book, I could see where it would maybe be a predictable setup.
Yes.
But to me, I was like, oh.
And the fact that you read 2, wild. Like actually wild.
Oh my, we might need to just like talk about this for the rest of the night too.
Yeah.
Because there are gonna be things that are gonna come back to me. I
Yeah,
just
you're
know
like,
it.
oh yeah.
I see why you love Kennedy Ryan so much.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like in her other books, you said she has another one where there's chronic illness representation.
Yeah.
And I feel like she is truly a woman that cares about people.
Yes.
And that's so evident in her books.
It is, and I love too that she does a lot of like research from people who experience those things.
Yeah.
Kennedy Ryan, she actually was sharing how she has a son who is autistic. Yeah.
Yes.
And she said she pulled a lot from her experience like as a mother, but also she was like, I know that every experience isn't the same. So she's like, I want to like talk to other people who have children who have autism, and I want to like get their experience because every experience isn't the same. And I'm just like, that is so beautiful because like you said, it's like she just like really cares about people, and I feel like she wants people to see their story and be like, oh, like, okay, I'm not the only one. And like you said, she shares like the hardships in books in there. It's definitely like heart-wrenching, but it's like real stuff. It's not like, oh, you know, this trillionaire, their jet blew up. Like, we're like,
and they were
so happy.
I am so grateful that you recommended it to me.
I'm so glad that you loved it. Like you said, I feel like you learn a lot about someone when you read a book that someone loves, but it's also always like a little nerve-wracking when you're like, are they gonna love it? Like, I don't know. And especially when it's a book that you love so much. And so I'm so over the moon that you love it too.
I want to share with you like some of the quotes
Please
that
do.
I love.
Please.
Okay, there are a lot.
Okay, I need to hear them all. Like,
All of them?
truly, I want to hear them all. Like,
Okay.
yes, please.
Okay. All loves aren't created equal. Some spring from the earth and wrap around and twine through our souls like vines. Some are plants that start with tiny seeds in your heart and blossom over time, nurtured by years and commitment.
Like poetry.
Yes.
Literally like poetry.
Thank you. You literally introduced me to a new favorite author.
You're gonna love all of her books. Obviously you read one quote, but like her writing is so good
it's
too.
Amazing. The hurt settles like sediment, sinking all the way to the bottom of me and solidifies into rage.
Oh, the way that that's written.
Way to say that you're angry.
Yeah, like
she's like the Taylor Swift
yes. Yes.
Okay.
Literally.
Yes.
Instead of being like, oh, I was angry or I was mad, it's like,
Yes.
I can feel that to my bones. Like exactly what you're saying.
No, I haven't been obsessed over a book in so long. Like, literally, I was in a book slump. You went in, grabbed me out by the back of my shirt and yanked me out.
Said no more. I love that Kennedy Ryan, as she's writing her, I feel like the reader can see her strength, but she as a character is realizing her strength. You know what I mean? In awe of how she's able to capture that on pages. How on paper can you do that?
Oh, it was so good. I loved this book so much.
I'm so glad you loved
Like, it has such a special place in my heart, and I am just so grateful that you gave it to me. You're good. I don't know if I said what I would rate it.
Oh yeah, you
Did I? I am so conflicted. I think it's a 4.75. Like, it is one of my and the kiss countdown is so cute.
It's so cute.
Wholesome.
Yeah.
And sweet.
And funny. Like, I
Yes.
feel like it's like one of those books that's just perfect for summer.
Yes.
And it's probably a nice like change after like a harder,
Yes.
more like rip your heart out and put it back together type of book.
Yes, totally. Yes. I feel like this is one of those books too that has some of my favorite romance tropes all in one.
And the forced proximity is so cute too.
Yes.
It's like, and they're like both like kind of awkward and yeah, it's so cute.
I don't even realize how much I'm reading. When
Oh,
I
I love
sit down to read,
that.
yes,
I love
it's
that
been
so
that kind of
much.
experience.
That makes me so happy. It makes me want to give you another hug.
2 hugs one day. Now I need to finish the kiss countdown and update Shawnaci. I'm going to update Shawnaci through. That's all right. I'm going to update Shawnaci through text now, which makes me so sad.
I know.
I finished the kiss countdown yesterday. I am no longer with Shawnaci, which makes me so sad. Wish I could tell Shawnaci all my thoughts on the books in person, but I loved being able to tell her all of my thoughts about This Could Be Us, one of my favorite romances I think I've ever read, and I'm so glad that I can share all of my love for that book with her in person. I actually have not texted her that I finished the book because I want it to be kind of a surprise. Yes, I finished the kiss countdown yesterday. If I could explain this book in one sentence, I would say it's like your favorite go-to rom-com movie. That is how it felt, but in book form. This felt like such a comfort reading this book, and also I'm back in my Kindle era now. The couple in this book, they are so cute, and I just loved this story all around. I thought it was such a sweet romance. The banter between Amory and Vincent, always great. Seeing how both of these two individuals helped the other heal a part of themselves. Also, this was such a unique storyline for a romance. I love when romances are so out there, like the wildest storylines. For instance, Vincent is an astronaut and then him also preparing to go to space soon. And then Amory, who is basically a broke event planner, but she is trying to get her business off the ground. She's trying to basically chase her dreams. And it also just had so many of my favorite tropes mixed in there. I did think the third act conflict was really cutesy and definitely what Shawnaci said, very fluffy. I wish there was just a little bit more yearning, but I did love it. And I thought that there were some really beautiful moments that the author wrote in, but also just like some really beautiful quotes as well. I highlighted quite a few things in this one as well. I think I would land on like a 3.5 stars on this one. This was so much fun. Comment down below if you would ever do a book swap with one of your friends and maybe share this video with them and be like, let's do a book swap. Or comment down below if you have ever done a book swap with your friend and let me know how that went, because I feel like it's such a personal thing and it's really special to read one of your friend's favorite books, but it's also a little bit scary and it puts a little bit of pressure on because you're like, they love this, I want to love it too. And I think Shawnaci is really great at giving out book recommendations. So this was a success. I had so much fun. Make sure to watch all the other book girlies. I love you guys and I will see you for one more book girlies trip video. And this one I am so excited about. So stay tuned. Bye.